to share with you 5 things that you need to know if you're considering moving to the area of Surrey, British Columbia, anywhere in the year of 2025 or beyond. There are some major changes coming to this city, and you 100% are going to want to know exactly what is on the way, so you can decide if Surrey is really the right place for you to call home. And I know what you're thinking. I already know everything there is about the city of Surrey and anything coming on the way. And well, today's video is really to prove that absolutely wrong. I got some really cool things for you in today's video. So if you want to learn about 5 things that you need to know before you move to Surrey in 2025 or beyond, this video, it's about to get started. Let's jump into it. Hey, I'm Darren, team leader of a top performing real estate team serving Surrey BC and the surrounding areas. You might have seen me featured in big media like on Global TV, CTV, or in various newsprints like Business in Vancouver or the Georgia Strait. I created this YouTube channel to help you learn all about the areas of White Rock and Surrey BC and to offer a trusted voice for everything going on with real estate in British Columbia. Our team has helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you buy or sell a home. So if you find yourself looking for help, connect with us by checking out the video description below, where you'll also find tons of valuable information and downloads for both home buyers and sellers. Now, enjoy the video. There is always a ton going on in the city of Surrey. Being one of the fastest growing municipalities in all of Canada, you can expect so many activities, so many infrastructure projects, and just so much news coming out all the time about the city of Surrey. Helping sell hundreds and hundreds of homes in this area, we keep a very close eye on the city to see exactly what is going on. And if you're interested in keeping a close eye, keep a close eye with us by subscribing to this channel. You can choose to check out our Living in Surrey playlist. We also have a Living in White Rock playlist, or you can just follow us generally so you learn everything about the crazy wild world of British Columbia real estate. So with all that being said, let's jump into 5 things that you need to know starting right now. Coming in first is the new 16-kilometer SkyTrain extension, taking this current SkyTrain, which is an elevated platform train system in the Lower Mainland, taking it from downtown Surrey and extending it into the Langley neighborhood. What's so great and exciting about this for the residents of Surrey is this is going to help connect the bulk of Surrey and some of the major areas where, of course, there's lots of residents to the remainder of the Lower Mainland through the TransLink SkyTrain system. This means you can easily, or you soon will be able to rather, be able to travel all over the Lower Mainland just by simply jumping on the SkyTrain and not having to deal with the crazy, unbelievably bad traffic of the Lower Mainland. Construction has already began, and it's primarily running down the Fraser Highway area, so really living in and around this area current day is going to mean that you're in for a lot of construction. Now, there's also 8 new transit stations that are going to be added due to the extension of the Expo line, the line that we're talking about. And 6 of those, well, they're going to end up in the area of Surrey. So you're going to want to make sure that you're very familiar not only where these transit areas are going to go, including one of them at the Bakerview and 166th Street station that's going to include a pretty significant bus loop, but you're going to want to make sure you know where all these are. So you're aware of the construction coming to the area and what it might do to the real estate values in the area if you choose to live near one of these transit stations. And if that's kind of where your mind is going, is what's going to happen to the real estate values in these areas near these new transit hubs? Well, I'm going to suggest you message us below in the comments. We're going to send you a really cool document called the Metro Vancouver Transportation Effect Report, which has studied the impacts of adding significant or major transit hubs to neighborhoods and what effect that has done on the values in those neighborhoods for the better or for the worse. So if you want that, just leave us a comment down below and we'll make sure we get you a copy of it. This new SkyTrain extension is anticipated to start delivering service to the residents of both Surrey and Langley in late 2029, something the city is definitely looking forward to receiving. Coming into number 2 on our list, as you would expect with adding these major transit systems like we just discussed, well, this is because the city of Surrey is growing at a rapid pace. In fact, the population of Surrey is expected to overtake the most populated city in British Columbia, which is Vancouver. It's expected to exceed that by 2029, and that's getting pretty close. But unlike Vancouver, Surrey is a huge mass of land, and there is lots of developable areas all over Surrey to keep adding density, houses, commercial, and infrastructure. It's projected that Surrey had approximately 684,000 residents in the year of 2024, and that number is going to increase to a projected 1,054,000 by 2046, a 54% increase in population. So why is this all happening, and why is Surrey growing so fast? In the past year, the federal government welcomed over 1 million people to Canada. Many are international students who arrive with their families and hope to build a future here if they can afford it. And despite high rent prices and high real estate prices, Surrey continues to attract newcomers, particularly recent immigrants. The city offers a welcoming environment where people can connect with their cultural communities and access a variety of services geared towards those who are new to Canada. Surrey is also home to the largest school district in all of British Columbia, and that student population is increasing every single day. Higher education is booming as well, with Simon Fraser University's campus and 3 Kwantlen Polytechnic University campuses drawing students from across the region. The University of British Columbia is also increasing its presence with a new biomedical engineering school set to open in Surrey in 2025. As Surrey's population grows and grows quickly, some of the residents, well, they feel a little bit uneasy about the changes. Rapid growth often brings anxieties, especially regarding the need for expanded infrastructure and services. If Surrey is on its way to becoming the largest city in BC, support from both the federal and provincial governments will be essential to meet the community's needs. Astonishingly, construction on Surrey's second hospital has only recently started in Cloverdale. The province's slow pace in building new schools is also a little puzzling, especially considering its own population projections and housing policies. More people mean more opportunities for businesses, jobs, and a broader variety of activities from arts and culture to dining options. Surrey's future holds the promise for a thriving, dynamic, growing community. So number 3 on our list, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, but this growing community, well, one of the reasons it's growing is Surrey is incredibly multicultural, and there's lots of people from all over this planet that want to call Surrey and the Lower Mainland their next home. This means that Surrey is diverse, and I don't just mean a little bit diverse, I mean very diverse. 45% of Surrey is an immigrant population. According to the 2021 census, there's approximately about 38% South Asian, 33% Caucasian, 9% Chinese, 7% Filipino, and 13% from other places. And this is a much higher mix than what we would see in other areas of the Lower Mainland, including Vancouver. Another fun stat to throw at you is just the languages that are actually spoken at home in Surrey behind closed doors. With English dominating at 62%, Punjabi comes in at 20%, Mandarin at 4%, Hindi at 2%, Tagalog at 2%, and other languages at 10%. Now that's a pretty multicultural community if you ask me. But let's jump on to the next one on our list. And this one has got a really interesting past, but hopefully we're kind of out of the dark ages of this and into the positive. And that is Surrey's transition from the RCMP, the National Police Force in Canada, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and switching over to what's called the Surrey Police Service. Let me explain. In 2018, under then Mayor Doug McCallum, Surrey initiated a transition from the RCMP to the Surrey Police Service, aiming to establish a municipal police force tailored to the city's needs. This decision was approved by the province of British Columbia, initiating the transition process, and the Surrey Police Service was officially established in 2020 with the Surrey Police Board created on February 27th, 2020. But this transition faced some really serious challenges, not just from residents that didn't really want to see it happen, but also from the city of Surrey itself. In the 2022 municipal election, our now mayor, Brenda Locke, had campaigned to end this transition to the Surrey Police Force and ensure that the RCMP remained the governing police force for the city of Surrey. This was because she was citing concerns over cost and just general community support. Despite her opposition and the very public spat between the province and Surrey's leadership, the provincial government mandated the continuation of the Surrey Police Service transition, leading to legal disputes. And in May 2024, the BC Supreme Court ruled that the province had the authority to enforce the transition. This public spat was completely bananas. It was so public and just absolutely everywhere, with punch for punch coming between the city of Surrey and the province. So thankfully that's over, and here's what the future looks like. As of November 1st of 2024, the Surrey Police Service has hired 409 police officers, surpassing half of its planned strength of 785 officers. The Surrey Police Service is set to become the police of jurisdiction in Surrey as of November 29th, 2024, assuming full responsibility for policing and law enforcement in the city. During the transition period, the RCMP will provide temporary support to ensure public safety and continuity of services. The goal of this all was to focus on community engagement, community needs, and just responsiveness of the police service in general. Now, tying a little bit into the Surrey Police Service and the transition from the RCMP to the SPS, you might be wondering, well, how safe really is Surrey? And we did a video exactly on that very topic that looks just like this, which we will make sure is linked below in the description, so you can check that out if you're curious, because sometimes there's some rumors floating around about what's really going on in Surrey, and we want to make sure you know the full story. So check out that video. But anyways, let's get on to the last and number 5 on our list. The provincial government mandated that all municipalities in British Columbia with a population of over 5,000 people had to figure this stuff out. So it was kind of passed over to the city of Surrey. But because of having major bus loops and having SkyTrain stations, especially 6 more to come, they had to really increase the density around certain areas that they deemed transit-orientated areas. And you're going to want to understand, if you're looking to buy or rent in one of these areas, just what the impact of your neighborhood might be in the long term. In November 2023, the British Columbia government enacted legislation mandating the creation of transit-orientated areas to increase the housing density near transit hubs. This initiative aims to develop vibrant, mixed-use neighborhoods that reduce reliance on personal vehicles and promote sustainable urban growth. In response, Surrey designated 15 transit-orientated areas within 800 meters of SkyTrain stations and 400 meters of major bus exchanges. These areas are subject to minimum density and building height requirements set out by the province, and residential parking minimums have been removed to encourage transit use. Yeah, that's right. You heard that right. They removed the parking minimums. You could effectively have a building with no parking, but let me continue this thought before I jump more into that. The implementation of the transit-orientated areas, or TOAs, in Surrey is expected to significantly increase the housing supply near transit, fostering the development of complete communities where residents can live, work, and access amenities within a walkable distance. This approach aligns with Surrey's commitment to smart development principles, emphasizing sustainable growth and efficient land use. Now, to comply with these provincial requirements, Surrey is planning to update its official community plan, which should be done sometime in 2025. So you might think to check that out or keep an eye out for it when it becomes available. But overall, the establishment of these TOAs in Surrey represents a strategic effort to accommodate population growth, enhance public transit utilization, and create livable, sustainable communities for everyone. So before I remind you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on anything about Surrey BC, White Rock BC, or anything to do with British Columbia real estate in general, I'm going to let you know that if you are interested in learning a little bit more about these transit-orientated areas and the effect that they might have on communities just like yours, whether you are a resident that lives in Surrey or you are someone considering living here, you're going to want to check out this video coming up next, because we dive deep into the pros, cons, and really a breakdown of exactly what these transit-orientated areas are. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.